Three blank dots.
That's what's on the page right now. 3 blank dots.
There's no way you don't have anything.
Oh, you really do. I literally just 3 blank dots.
Is there nothing else written there?
No.
3 blank dots.
I mean, I think it'd be fun to talk about. Like, what's our? I don't. Did we talk about like remakes and our opinions on it? Has that happened yet?
Ricky remakes.
No, but let's get into it. God damn it!
Oh,
One, 2 and freeze, don't nobody move. 1, 2 and freeze, don't nobody move. 1, 2 and freeze, don't nobody move. Don't nobody move. Don't nobody move. 1, 2 and freeze.
And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Chill Regular. My name is Jonesy, and with me today is Sean, Matt, and
oh,
no, David.
He died of COVID.
no. Don't say that.
I'm not. Yeah,
Don't
knock on
say
wood.
that, man.
If he died of anything, he died of David.
He died. Oh,
Nice.
Yeah,
No.
himself.
Because there's so much of him, you can overdose.
Oh,
But,
that's
like,
so sweet.
that's
He won't
true,
talk you
though.
to death, though. He
No,
won't talk
yeah, no.
himself to
Actually,
death.
he's really mild. He's very like mild mannered person.
Yeah, I like David.
And I'm not gonna say
miss
he's
him, man.
mild because I mean like I've seen his art, so
He's dark as hell.
It's underneath the
Whoa.
surface. It's that iceberg syndrome.
I still I listened to that episode we did where we talked about like where you mentioned that like somewhere he's got like bodies and he just stayed quiet.
Yeah.
And
Oh, we
I was
talked about
just like-
murder.
and I was just like, oh, that's
Is that where we're
that's
going
still
with this?
believable.
No,
I mean, no
100
offense, David, because I know you're gonna hear this.
Oh,
but-
100% is believable. I was like sitting there. I was like, wait, he's quiet. Is he
too
thinking?
quiet.
Is he remembering? Like, what's that?
Is he reminiscing?
Right.
I mean, art comes from life, right? Is it art? What's the term? It's
Life imitates art.
yeah. Life
I sincerely hope he didn't shove fucking 10 arrows into some dude's face.
Wow.
Oh my god!
Me too. Well, we don't know.
Well,
for
and
a
what's up
fact
with that
where is he.
squirrel?
Excuse me?
Nothing.
Did I? What?
I don't know. I don't necessarily. I don't need to know how the sausage is made here.
Oh, Jesus. Gary, 2 for 2.
All right.
Dude, last week you nailed it, and this week again, my God.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, gentlemen, I would like to ask, how has the fucking week been so far? We're at hump day. It's a Wednesday right now.
Wow, that was aggressive.
Yeah.
That's a heavy sigh.
Just it's been a lot of week.
Already.
Been a lot of week. It's been 2.5 days. Oh, technically 3
it's
days.
Yeah.
3 full days now. 3 basically full days. Why the heavy sigh, Sean? Get it, get it
you
off
know,
your chest.
I've got a million things on my mind, and I feel like I have to like hurry up and wait on certain things that I
Bro.
want to get done.
Oh, my God. That's the worst fucking thing is the hurry up and wait.
I'm held up because I'm trying to build a gaming computer for my girlfriend, and I'm like kind of waiting on parts.
It's the name of the game, man.
It's just like, oh god, just give me the parts so I can start putting the thing together, so I can get it there.
Is it for Valentine's
Send her
Day?
that.
Like if it doesn't
No.
arrive,
No. She knows she's getting one and stuff like that. We're gonna have
You're so romantic.
matching computers.
that is the
But
cutest
her
thing I've ever
case is
heard.
gonna be white, and mine's black. So
It's adorable. The yin to yo yang, boy.
yeah. Well,
Wait, which one's yin and which one's yang?
I don't fucking know.
I think
Yeah, you better fucking
no.
know. Oh, my God.
No, I'm not gonna do this.
You're
No.
doing it. You don't even know. How dare you?
I think yin is the white one, and yang is the black one with the
I
little
mean,
white.
that's what I would.
Yeah.
I thought there were orcas for a long time, just snuggling each other.
Orcas,
adorable.
snuggling orcas.
Yeah, I thought they were snuggling orcas when I was
A
growing
panda
up.
curled up in the fetal position.
Is that what you thought Free Willy was? Like one of them trying to break free from the other?
Exactly. I was like, oh man, look at them. They're so yin and yang.
You're such a cute kid.
I really was very sheltered.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, I'm kind of in Sean's boat as well. Like just waiting to hear back from, producers and people reading. Like that's always the worst part. Because unfortunately, like when I'm in that state, I don't really write well because my anxiety just gets such a nasty grip on me because I don't have much control in my life. So if I need to like branch out and find other ways to get control.
All right. Well, how do you do that?
You don't want to know.
We will save that for another podcast, boys and girls.
Indeed. More the X-rated podcast, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
Masturbating must be it.
Hey, if you guys want to hear about Matt's,
It's aggressive masturbating.
oh god,
You sit there and stare at yourself in the mirror.
So raw.
Like was it Confessions of American Psycho, where he's
Oh,
like watching
Jesus.
himself in the mirror flexing.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I'm not that bad.
Yeah.
I usually look at myself in the mirror like you could do better. Like that's
Wait, when
never look
you're
at that
just by
specimen.
yourself, like you can pull better than this.
oh absolutely. It's like you got a better grip than that, boy.
Wow.
There's a friend of mine. She's an interior designer, and in her home bathroom, she has one of those like ring lights. I don't care how trolly you look when you walk into that bathroom with that fucking ring light, you feel like a 10 out of 10.
Really?
It's the weirdest fucking
Ring lights
thing.
are amazing.
Dude, I'm telling you, the light that thing gives you is phenomenal.
So it's not like that terrible, like, you know, they turn the light on and all of a sudden you can see every pore in your face. And you're like, I'm disgusted.
No, it has like this perfect, like soft light. It puts like a nice ring around your iris or whatever in your eyes. It just, you look really good. Like I walked by it and I will stop and I'll backpedal and be like,
who's that guy?
You looking fine.
Did I just get sexier? What just
You're
happened?
like,
and then I take a piss, you know, and I'm just like, damn, I look really fucking good.
I have
can't
never said that about myself taking a piss. Usually I'm just like, this is happening.
This is where we're at right now.
Yeah.
No, for whatever reason, that fucking ring, like every time I come out of that bathroom, I'm just like, there's a boost of confidence that comes out of that bathroom. No matter how big of a shit I leave in there.
Are you going to leave it? You don't flush it? God, you're a fucking animal.
It's on top of the toilet seat.
Oh,
He doesn't even open
did
it.
you AC Slater it? Do you know what that is?
Yeah, where they take a shit in the top where the water
Oh,
is.
the upper deck?
And the upper decker. They call it an AC Slater. No, I'm sorry. The
called
AC
an upper
Slater.
deck.
It's called an upper deck. The AC Slater is where you sit on the toilet backwards. You take a shit. Sorry, you put your arms up on the upper deck and you just because that's all he
pretty
did
awesome.
in Saved by the Bell. He just turned his tire around.
That's funny.
I mixed those up. Apologies. Thanks you, Sean, for the save.
I'm here for you, buddy.
I appreciate you.
With the assist. Well, my week so far has not been too crazy. Work has been fun. I'm looking forward to the weekend. It's Valentine's Day weekend.
Oh, boy.
Right? I don't know. Do you guys celebrate Valentine's Day with your ladies? Or
I'm gonna
are they
let
just
Sean go
kind of
first.
My favorite response. Sure.
Sure. Well, no, of
sure.
course.
Oh,
You got to do something, you know?
I mean, yeah. I mean, we do something, but like Kelsey and I talked about it. It's not like it's a fucking made up holiday. It's made up for like Saint Valentine like died in a bloody massacre. Like,
What's the story of St. Valentine?
I
don't even know
can't
the
tell
story
you
of
off
St.
the top of my head.
Jesus
I'd have
fucking
to.
Christ, Matt.
I did not do my
Can't
research.
you can't come at me like this.
I'll come at you however I want.
He can come at you a lot of ways, just
There
not
you
like
go.
that.
And then I'll do matrix away from all the splashes.
Especially if there's a ring light in the room.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, that'll be
You both look good.
True. 100%.
fucking. Gary's just caught like a chicken looking up at the.
I just got the scene of like a ring light in between you two, and he's trying to like shoot through the ring light onto your face
my
like a
face.
circus act.
It's like
Ew.
a circus bukkake.
Light it on fire.
Oh my god, what's happening? Why is
Light
it on fire?
Like the ring light, not your dick. And
oh
then you
no, but even I thought you were talking about the jizz. I was like, how is that on fire?
napalm. Nad napalm.
It's called nut palm.
Nut Nad palm.
I like that.
Wow, we hit this point real quick.
It is hump days, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm really glad you're listening.
Get the hump, the hump.
I see what you did there. Good job. That was good. That was a good transition.
Well, so back to Valentine's Day. The wife and I, we used to do things. I used to care about it personally. I feel like I'm the woman of the relationship. We're just like, we should go do something romantic, and you should do it for me. You know, as I've gotten older, I started realizing that I'm kind of a bitch in that regard, so I don't want to do that type of stuff anymore. But we will. We're gonna go hang out. We're heading down to San Diego, meet up with some friends, and maybe catch a brewery or two. That's about it, man. That's all we're really gonna do for Valentine's Day. It's
not bad.
Nah, it's not too bad. When you guys first started dating your chicks, though, 'cause this has been a long time for me. Like, did you guys do anything special on Valentine's Day? Like, try to make it a thing when you guys first started dating, or was it really just setting the tone right away? You know.
I think there's kind of a problem because people put so much pressure on Valentine's Day. I don't want to say it's a generalized statement, but it's like, you know, they have to do certain things and, you know, be nice or like get presents. And it's like, you can do that any day. You don't have to specify it for one day. Cause I feel like that kind of takes away from, you know, people trying to be romantic or do these things like, oh no, I'm going to save it for this day. No, you fuck. You can do it whenever you
Don't
want.
be a fucking douche.
Yeah. And Kelsey doesn't even like chocolate. So she's like, fuck that whole part.
Dude, you got off easy.
Oh, fucking yes, I did.
You got off fucking
She doesn't even like flowers
easy.
because they die too quick.
Dude, you know what? I've noticed that there's, well, at least in the group of friends that I have, the girls, they're not very into flowers. They have that same exact sentiment.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's like an age thing, though.
No, because I've dated girls who like enjoyed flowers still, and they thought it was cute. I just think it depends on the person, really.
Yeah.
You know. Quick little update. So Saint Valentine, he apparently somebody in Rome, some person higher up, tried to do something and ban like marriages and weddings and things like that. So Saint Valentine decided to go against the decree, and he's like, I'm gonna marry motherfuckers. So he started marrying motherfuckers.
Good for him.
Yeah, until he got caught. And then this dude, he was sentenced to be beaten to death and then beheaded on February 14th.
love?
On February 14th, this dude was beaten to death and then beheaded. So remember what you're celebrating: a savage beating and a beheading, which is kind of like the perfect emasculation.
That is pretty fucking gnarly.
Yeah, it's savage.
I mean, maybe once we hit the bedroom, yeah.
Whoa! Where's
What?
David? He needs to.
Yeah, he needs to hear this.
We need to hear it.
He needs firsthand. Let me draw you like one of my creeper drawings.
He's like, well, February 14th, 2016. I remember where I was. David's like recounting the tale. David, we love you. On
That's
the side note.
pretty fucking gnarly.
Oh, it was bad. Like I remember, I forgot how savage it was. I was like, this is not a good holiday to celebrate. This dude got fucked up.
So how did it become an actual holiday from there, though? Why did we just say, well, we got to celebrate that dude with chocolates and flowers?
Probably somebody in the marketing team at Hallmark,
More than likely.
doing some research, went, this needs to be a thing.
Yeah, I mean, you could make the basic assumption is like, oh, this person did something nice for love. Let's take the day that he died and make it a celebration of his life or something like that.
Yeah, like somebody got a promotion over that holiday.
Yeah, and then now everybody just gets fucking greeting cards and stupid chocolates, and they're like, oh, this guy died.
I just
Nom,
feel
nom,
like,
nom,
could you
nom.
imagine that fucking ad room where they're like, look, we need a new thing to make money this year.
Yeah, this
you
quarter
guys got a
suffers.
week- Yeah, you guys got a week to come back to the company and give us something legit.
Yeah, nobody cares. Nobody's buying cards for St. Patty's Day, so we're gonna have to.
We're gonna have to figure out something.
I mean, that's why it's a gem now at this point. But I remember I saw it in theaters, and it was relatively unknown at the time. But like 500 Days of Summer, hilarious movie, and that's the guy. That's Justin Gordon-Levitt's character's job is he writes like holiday cards and greeting cards for this company, and it's fucking hysterical. Like I can't imagine having that job though, and trying
It's
to
like the
think of.
worst.
Yeah, it sounds terrible. You're just like faking emotion for everybody else,
Yeah, that is true.
which thematically ties in kind of with the movie.
to the whole
But
movie, yeah.
yeah. Oh, I know. See that?
I just love that the idea of this dude going into the office or girl, I don't know who, said
had
it,
women
they were
there.
just like, you know what? Have you guys ever heard of Saint Valentine?
Why does he say it like it's a boogeyman?
That's what I'm
It's a
saying.
secret. It's a company's secret now.
You guys ever heard of Saint Valentine,
Oh my god.
who was massacred for shelving out love? We should make a holiday out of it.
And somebody like 100 people in the room were like, brilliant.
Yeah.
Let's
Everybody
fucking
just
do
like-
There's that moment of
Make it
silence where like
money.
the chairman's sitting at the end of the table tapping. It's like half the people in this room are either going to be fired or
Or we're getting a raise.
yeah.
Yo,
Like,
can we?
and then it's just like, I love it, do it.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
I would love to talk about, and I don't know if it's just been a steady decline or what, but like, speaking of people making agreements in the room, what the fuck is up with these Super Bowl commercials? They have just been trash for the most part for years.
Yeah, I did not watch any this year. I didn't even watch the Super Bowl. I used to be a heavy Super Bowl watcher. Mainly, I go for the wings personally, but
gambling.
this year I just said, you know what? I don't really care. I don't want to watch Tom Brady win another one.
I didn't realize who was playing in the game, and someone was like Tampa Bay and Kansas City. I was like, oh, nice. Who's like
Good
who's
for
on
them.
their team? And they're like, oh, Tom Brady. I was like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah,
I missed the part because I
did
sports.
we just get Mandela affected? Was he always on Tampa Bay?
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. And they're like, oh yeah, Gronkowski's out there too. I was like, did I just wake up from a fucking coma? What happened?
Straight up, yeah, 100%. I mean, I will say this: I did follow football this year. I joined a league just because I got a friend that was just like, "Yo, we need an extra $50 to sweeten the pot." I'm like, whatever. Will you guys hang out with me if I do this? Like,
That's not sad.
Can I be cool too?
Yeah, can I hang out with you guys?
Can I come into your clubhouse?
I didn't even get invited to one party actually. If you guys
that's
are listening to this, you guys are jerks. Regardless.
Oh my god, bringing some childhood trauma
Yeah,
here.
straight up, man. Anyway, I didn't watch any football after like week 4 of the whole season. It's a 16-week season. And so I knew that Tom Brady left New England to go to Tampa Bay, and I knew Gronkowski came out of retirement. But then, okay, cool.
I mean, the only great thing that's come from this, besides and like, I have questions. Like, there were maybe 1 or 2 like film TV commercials. Like, I know Winter Soldier and Captain Falcon or
Did those look any good though?
I looked fine. I don't know.
I've been really enjoying WandaVision.
So I heard, it was great. One of my buddies who's a huge Marvel fan. Like he was in the premiere of like Endgame, like losing his fucking shit when
crying when everybody cried.
Yeah, when Captain America grabs like Thor's hammer, and it was like, it was fucking like he was one of the people who's
like, he is Iron Man.
well, no, he stood up and screamed. He's like, I fucking called it because
like, I knew it.
He brought up the Ultron moment where he kind of lifts Thor's hammer, and Thor's like, excuse me,
of
and then he
course.
just stops. He's like, I fucking called. But no, he texted me at like 2 in the. I was asleep, but it was like 2 in the morning, and he had just found out like he was losing his job. He's fine though now; he's got another job lined up. But he had just found out he was losing his job, and he was fucking shit faced. And at 2 in the morning, he texts me. He's like, "WandaVision, this show makes me feel uncomfortable."
I haven't started watching it just yet. I saw the trailer this last week. Sean, you were with like the upteenth person that has told me you should go watch this thing. I've actually been.
I didn't say that.
Well, you just said you've been
It's a
liking
good show. You said to watch. Is
But
it
I
good?
didn't recommend you watch it.
Why is that?
Okay. Well, now we're just getting attacked.
Don't put words in my mouth.
Uh-oh.
That said, you should totally go watch it. I think you'd really enjoy it.
I knew it was coming.
Bitch. Though, oh god, there went my fucking brain.
Nice, dude.
Christ, did you
I
guys
actually
just hear that?
saw your brain die. It was
Literally,
kind of cute.
yeah. I should have been on one of those things like slowly watching people die. Jesus Christ, can't fucking talk
In
today.
real time.
Literally. So I did not get to watch any Super Bowl commercials. So none of them were any good.
I mean, there's a couple. And here's the problem. I can't even remember them off the top of my head now. Like, they're just... It's unfortunate because I can remember several when I was growing up and like seeing them. Actually, one that sticks out in my mind, probably just because I'm a cinephile like you are, which I fucking hate that term, but I don't know why I used it. I remember it was a trailer for Blade 2. And, that was the one Guillermo del Toro directed. And the TV spot was like, they did Blade's thing, whatever. And then he's standing in the sewer when all the Reapers are coming around him. He's got his light grenade. He's like, you do not know who you are fucking with. And he throws it down. Yeah, that was like, but they said they're messing with in the commercial. But that's like one thing that vividly sticks out for commercials for me. And like, there's a ton of movies coming out. Like, there was no Mortal Kombat trailer, no Venom, Let There Be Carnage, no Godzilla vs. Kong. None of these trailers. Like, these movies are coming out. At least Mortal Kombat's supposed to come out next month.
They didn't have the money to put it on during the Super Bowl watch.
So the Venom 2 thing's real?
Oh, yeah. Let There Be Carnage.
Nice.
Yeah. Andy Serkis took over a directing role with Woody Harrelson reprising his role as Carnage.
We loves it.
Nice.
Oh, I think Woody Harrelson's going to fucking kill it as Carnage.
Oh, my
Woody
God.
Harrelson is awesome.
Yes.
Anyway.
He's so good. He's so good. And I really enjoyed the first Venom in general. Like, I thought it was fun. Yeah. Like, it's kind of all over the place. And the ending... the climactic battle, like you could not tell who was who in terms of the skin suit because it was like black against dark gray. It's like, what the fuck am I looking at?
Yeah, that's pretty good
I
stuff.
feel like Super Bowl commercials, they just start becoming more and more and more outlandish. Like they're just trying way too hard
Yeah, I
in a
can see
lot of
that.
ways. Like you can see the amount of money that they're throwing in. Like it's like as I've gotten older, I started watching the Super Bowl just for the commercials and watching the trajectory. I mean, because direct commercials and work for BuzzFeed and all that bullshit. So it's like it's fun to watch those things as a director. But I don't know. I'm curious if it actually helps them make any money. I did know that they were doing some Dogecoin.
Dogecoin?
Dogecoin, that's a real thing.
Oh,
Dogecoin?
yeah, Dogecoin.
Wait, is it really based off the Doge meme, like the dog?
The
Yeah.
dog, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What is that
that's
even
like, that's
about?
supposed to be like the next big thing. That's what all I keep hearing about all week. So it was AMC, it was GameStop, and now it's Dogecoin. Or
That's-
Doge. Dogecoin?
Like luge, but Doge.
Doge.
Dogecoin.
Doge. I remember one, and only because everybody was making fun of it after the fact. It was this dude who, it was like oatmeal milk, or it was like a vegetarian milk, and it was the CEO like sitting in a field singing about how his milk doesn't need cows. And everybody started ripping on it. Like there is like 2 minutes later, is someone commented like, the CEO looks like somebody who drinks his own shit. And I mean, there's a ton
Let
of
the
them.
trolls come out.
Yeah, and they're all hilarious.
Were they?
Welcome
Yeah.
to the internet, motherfuckers.
I would love to just hire some of those trolls to write something, though. You
Right?
know what I mean?
Oh
Just
my God.
See what would come out.
Well,
just
that's
do
how
like
we
a
get the
crowd-
Pepe memes.
The Pepe.
What's Pepe? I've never seen Pepe.
Uh-oh.
If you guys, Sean's face right now just died a little bit.
It's a little bit of like disappointment like, from a parental figure. It's like, no, really?
I don't think I have. So Pepe, no, I can't.
You're like, how Gary? Maybe I have seen Pepe.
where do I
I don't have
start?
the names. I don't know. Maybe I have.
It's the
seen
little
it.
like green frog cartoon guy that has
Face
been.
is all like.
This guy.
Oh,
You know, he always has the face like usually he's sad. He's like, ooh.
Yeah, that's what comes out of the
the troll community.
internet troll community.
Nice.
They pretty much made this whole like movement,
Which is
using
what they
Pepe
do.
the frog, in order to troll like the liberal left, and they ate it up completely. They accused that cartoon character of being all kinds of things, a Nazi.
What's happening?
I can't even go into the antics and shenanigans that were like this is, and it's all pure trolling, and all these people don't understand that.
See, you can tell the generation that grew up with Animaniacs because they're making shit like this. It's very subversive. Everyone else is like taking an offense, like, how dare you?
I feel like I want to rewatch that cartoon.
Oh, they were great because they made fun of the genre they're in. Like that was their thing. I mean,
They made fun of everything.
everything. Like there's a great one where
They were South Park before South Park.
Yeah,
was South
they
Park.
actually really
Really?
kind of were. You know, it was on the G-rated level. They made fun of Orson Welles because apparently he had a fucking flip
All the
out
time.
over because Brain is the representation of Orson Welles quite a bit, and it makes sense with his voice now.
That's awesome.
But
I
apparently
never put those two together.
he apparently had a freak out over like peas being sold during like a specific time of year. Like it's on record. Like you can hear Orson Welles, like flipping out. Like who would want to fucking do that? Who would want to buy them during this time? And in the original thing, Orson Welles was like, if people want to buy that, I'll go down on you. Because he was interviewing a girl or being interviewed by a
pretty
woman.
awesome.
In the cartoon, Brain's like, if people buy this, I'll get you cheese. to like neuter it for the crowd, but it's
my
hysterical.
goodness.
They're very smart people.
So, has there been like another Pinky and the Brain cartoon or thing after that was just as good or kind of did the same thing outside of South Park, I would assume?
I mean, I don't think so. In my opinion, like I think
Because it was made by Warner Brothers making fun of itself.
Yeah, Steven Spielberg.
Family
was
Guy
Josh.
does a lot of that. American Dad, they
Yeah,
do a
it's a
lot
real
of
situation.
political satire and tongue-in-cheek type of making fun of effing everything. Nothing's safe.
Right.
Yeah.
Nothing
Rick
sacred.
and Morty.
Oh, yeah. Dude,
I love how we start out like, oh yeah, there's not that much, and then Sean just comes in, and beats the door down with knowledge.
Fuck you guys. Let me show you my cartoon prowess.
You know,
I mean, there's a lot. I mean, cartoons.
I've been an internet troll for a long time, so
I respect the honesty. I respect it.
100%.
Dude, okay, this is kind of tangential because I'm not sure what we have on the docket for today.
Right now, the docket's making itself, so have at it, boy.
My man,
three green dots or three
little dots. One of my good buddies out in New York, well, I even say good buddy, he's a writing buddy. He has a great idea for a script, and it involves like basically this girl, her online troll persona, because she's very she's very awkward and internal in her real life, so she has this other persona where she has online, and like lightning strikes something, and basically this persona becomes a person.
Almost like a weird, freaky
Love
Friday.
it.
Yes, and it starts like fucking with her life because it has
Switches.
no idea what's going on. It's like, what's happening? I'm just gonna talk shit to everybody because that's all I've ever known.
That's
And
awesome. But it's
this-
really who she really is.
Yeah, and it's this
love that.
great comparison. Like he wrote these great characters to go along with it, and he's not sending it out. It makes me sad.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, like he just doesn't.
Let's
he's like,
do this.
Well, he
Let's
wrote
make
it.
this movie.
Dude, I'll direct the fuck out of a movie.
Fucking
like
A,
that.
dude.
No, it's a TV series. Like,
Oh, even better.
yeah, because
Oh my god.
and it's great. I was laughing my ass off reading it. Like, this is great stuff. And he's just like, nah, I wrote it. It was good practice. Moving on. We'll
take it.
What the
If he
fuck, dude? No,
Break
send
it down. We'll make a mini series out of it, and we'll fucking put
Pitch
it
it
up
to
online.
Netflix.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Where like you create something that's great, and then you just kind of move on. It's a weird thing. I don't know. I think Sean, I don't know if you've had that, or Gary, if you've had that, where something, people tell you it's great, and you're just like, well, I wrote it and I'm done.
Yeah, I think I've done that once, but I didn't believe that what they told me was that good for myself, if that makes sense, right? Like I wrote a web series for Full Screen called Time Out. And it was a dumb idea, actually, in the sense of like how it came to fruition.
Right.
It was a friend of mine, a great friend of mine, actually. I've known him since we were like ninth grade, and we're adults now.
We're adults now. Everyone who has to throw that out, I always feel
We're
like is
adults
never an
now.
adult.
Yeah, that's true. Deep down, I'm really, really not. Anyway, he's like, hey, come watch me play. adult league basketball and we'll go grab drinks afterwards. I'm like, motherfucker.
Total adult move.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, motherfucker, I ain't coming out to go watch you play no adult league basketball and your goddamn girlfriend. You know, he's just like, just come on, dude. There's a good bar around the corner. Just show up. So I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. So I show up, me and my wife, and we get there. And Frankie, if you're hearing this, it's true. You guys are horrible.
Oh, just the unbridled like rip into.
Just watching everybody. I mean, Frankie's actually pretty good, but he was with a bunch of other people that just didn't know how to play very well, and so he was doing everything practically. Right. Anyway, the most fun for me though watching was everybody bitching at each other, and none of it was about basketball.
Oh my god, that's like
none of it was about fucking basketball.
Intramurals is known for that shit,
right? And I thought that shit was the funniest part. So
it absolutely is.
I created a 5 episode mini series where these dudes, basically the whole show just takes place with these basketball dudes bitching at each other during a timeout.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know, and it was fun. I had a good time. I worked with some really good actors. It was put together pretty well. And it was fun, but it was a big education in like comedy writing. Because it was like joke, and that's all it was. Yeah. And I realized that like everybody's like, oh man, it's so funny. That's awesome. We need to make more of these, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I just was like, one season and done for me, man.
Yeah, because I'm just not like yourself for some reason. I don't understand.
Well, it's not so much that I don't like myself. It was just like looking at that work is just like, okay, cool. I got that out of me.
Right.
Moving on to something else.
I mean, would you ever revisit it? And like,
I don't think
no.
Okay. No. Even if somebody called me up and said like, "Hey, we really love this show. We want to bring it to a major network," I would literally be like, "You guys can buy the idea and go do whatever the hell you want with it." Yeah. I'm done with that whole side. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure. I get that.
But I think to your friend's point, you know, I made it and put it out and, you know, did its thing. I actually got a pretty funny Bitcoin story about that whole film.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Crazy,
by the way. Is it Dogecoin actually?
No. This was actually legitimate Bitcoin before it went up to like 10K. Right. So, little quick aside, I ended up putting the show after it was all done doing its thing, just on YouTube, and people liked it. You know, I didn't get millions of views or anything like that, but it got a decent amount of views. Anyway, a company calls me up. They were called Pop Chest.
That sounds like a porn company.
It really does, right? It really, really does. This guy messaged me. He's like, "Hey, I saw your show online. We really like it. We'd love to bring your show over to Pop Chest." I'm like, "It's not porn. I hope you know."
Nah, did you really? No. Damn it. I would have been so happy.
Basically, what they was that it was basically like little Nickelodeon. So what you would do is you would go to the website. You would pay, I don't know, $5-10, and they would give you like their coin currency.
Interesting.
And then based off of that, you'd go on the website, and if you wanted to see something, you'd basically use a credit.
It's like a fucking
like a porn theater.
Yeah, it's like an arcade.
This is basically all it was, and they were all just they were.
I just slipped that in there.
Here's the thing: he went straight up down the right alley. I was over here like, "Oh, childlike behavior."
Yeah, and he's just like, "Oh, it's like a porn app."
Put more quarters in the thing.
Wait, that's not childlike behavior.
Ooh. Bro, what was your childhood like? I have questions.
It was fine, Mom and Dad.
We're all like daggers at you. Anyway, so basically, but the coin that they were using was Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And this was before Bitcoin was even a fucking thing. And so I was like, all right, cool. Here's all my here's all my footage. Here's everything that you need. And I didn't see or hear anything back for like, I don't know, 6 months, 8 months, something like that. Mm-hmm. I get an email and it says, "You have a Coinbase wallet." I'm like, what the fuck is Coinbase? And then I log in to the Coinbase, and in there it says, "You have 1.something% of a Bitcoin." I'm like, what the fuck is a Bitcoin?
I don't want that.
Look up that fucking thing. Motherfucker was worth 11 grand for one Bitcoin.
Wait, so what happened? At the time. Just not.
So basically what I did is I sold that, learned really quick about Bitcoin, sold it, and paid out the rest of the people that were part of the show and recouped whatever thing I put into it or whatever, and didn't think twice about it. You know how much Bitcoin's worth right now?
No, I don't care.
30 grand.
Like $36,000.
Cool.
For one fucking Bitcoin.
Yeah.
crazy. But at the end of the day, I was like, that's kind of interesting. So that's how I kind of learned about Bitcoin from that. And it was a good experience all the way through.
Yeah.
But after all that, I just, you know what? Moving on. Next thing.
Yeah.
Next thing and done.
I get that. Sean, what about you, brother? You done anything you were like, I'm done with this, but this was nice?
Music mostly.
What the fuck is happening? What do you mean music? How did I know you were fucking P. Diddy over here? What's happening?
He's actually a beautiful ukulelist.
Ukulelist.
Is that a
word?
I'm gonna go. No, let's go with it.
That's the word.
He plays ukulele wonderfully.
Wait, do you play ukulele?
Yeah,
plays really
I have one in my car.
Here's the thing. That's
Carry it with me everywhere I go.
That's the kind of sentence that like 99% of people would be like, nah, it's bullshit. No one just carries a ukulele with them. Like, I'm not challenging you. I believe you have it 100%.
Like, you need me to whip it out?
When we take a break, he'll go grab it.
No, but
That's what he calls his dick.
yeah, I have a handful of covers. I have a handful of songs that I've written. I've basically been surrounded by music my whole life, and
Hula Girl's my favorite.
thank you. I think that I've had a few opportunities in life to succeed with it, and I just kind of, as soon as I get close to the sun on that, I just kind of went,
Not for me.
it's a lot. Like I don't play
how I
well
feel
with
about
I don't
working
play
out.
well with others when it comes to my music, and so there's that problem. I was in a band for a long time. Back just after high school, and we played the same circuits as like Avenged Sevenfold and a bunch of other bands before they were famous.
That's rad.
Like we played the same dive bars as that fuckwad. I am known for not being a fan of his. The front man for I can't remember his fucking name, but whatever.
know.
The guy's a piece of shit. I hope he dies in the
All
fire.
right, there it is. He sounds like me tonight.
No, I mean ask any of his and you know what? Ask any of his bandmates. They'll say the same thing. He's a fucking piece of shit.
I mean, I don't doubt it. I mean, that was like, you brought up Chevelle one time, and I was like, dude, I've heard Chevelle is just a bunch of assholes.
the guy stole music, stole some of my music, stole music from basically everywhere he could.
Jesus.
Well, you know the mark of a great artist, though, right?
Flattery.
And hide your references.
Hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your references.
That's a mark of a great artist.
He did not have a bibliography.
That said,
There's a whole book.
I just I don't know. I guess it wasn't as interesting as it should have been to me at the time.
Yeah.
Because I probably wouldn't know anybody here in this room. I'd probably be off touring somewhere.
Oh, bullshit. You know both of us. We're fucking rock stars. How dare you?
Actually, yeah, I would still know you guys.
Goddamn right.
So
Well,
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because the way we're linked together. Yeah, no, it would
Yeah.
still work. Yeah.
Yep.
See, I'm
Yeah.
glad we figured that shit out. You're welcome, by the way.
I don't know that I would know.
We would know Sean in his fictitious fantasy world. Of
You
being
guys
a
would know
rock
me.
star.
Oh, yeah. I'd be the dude who'd be like that asshole who just gets drunk off all of your money. And like, hey, guys, when's your next show? I need rent.
We'd actually get listeners to this podcast is what ended up happening.
Right.
Oh, my God.
So yeah, no. So I still no. Basically, so what happened was that band fell apart because the guitar player was basically done with my bullshit.
Wait, what was your band name?
It was called Condition Black,
Oh, not bad. I like that.
and we were
Of course you would.
like a sort of like a, I want to say like a skater punk alternative kind of band.
Yeah.
And we played the local circuit a lot. We got a review in Scratch Magazine where we got better reviews than the headlining band that night and stuff
all right.
like that. And
And then you fucking
we
quit.
had a few accolades here and there, but that was about it. It didn't go anywhere because the guitar player quit, and the drummer and I couldn't really find anyone to replace him, and
We out.
just kind of fell apart. Drummer went on to go become a photographer for a lot of famous bands.
Interesting.
Hangs out with the guys from Blink-182 a lot, and bunch of other like alternative bands and stuff. And always seeing interesting photos on her Facebook of her hanging out with famous people. And
Oh, your drummer was a chick.
yeah,
Wow. I mean, I feel like that was
Pretty
pretty
rad.
pioneering at the time. Like, I think now some of the bands are, they have female drummers, but that's still pretty rare, isn't it?
yeah. It was funny is too. She was like super quiet in high school, like really like super shy, and her parents were really outgoing, like absolute cartoon characters. And then like after high school, she kind of just bloomed into that herself and like just became really seriously outgoing, and that's good for her because she's a really rad person.
Nice.
The guitar player went on to go become a Green Beret.
Holy shit! What?
Do a whole bunch of other
I can't play music. I'm gonna kill people.
That fucking
super
escalated quickly.
high speed underwater basket weaving stuff. He's like a combat medic Green Beret kind of guy.
Wow.
I don't know what his official title is, but no, he's doing good. And
I play guitar.
and
with the skulls
I
of my
sit in a
enemies.
garage. I sit in a garage recording a podcast.
You're fucking welcome, dude.
And I'm all right.
He's like, I'm making a tabletop game, and I'm a troll online, and I do a podcast.
I mean, you're basically the trifecta. Of
Oh no, totally, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, but between that and then kind of getting into playing the uke and some other stuff, just singing.
Can we make that a part of the lexicon in normal fucking talking? I play the uke. Like that just sounds great.
The uke, not the ukulele.
I say the uke. Yeah, it's just what I call it. The uke.
I understood what you said, but it just sounds so fucking cool. Instead of saying ukulele, it's like, yeah, I play the uke, yo. What's up?
The uke, yo.
I mean, you say
Dropping that uke.
You did it say with a little swagger.
I'm about to slap that with that uke, son.
That's just because I got swagger. I'm
Got a uke all over your face. What's up?
We're gonna put that one in the lexicon.
Uked up in your business.
Sure.
Right.
Sean plays so well that somebody just has a full face orgasm. There you go.
There it is.
I've seen it happen.
Here's the thing, no one else could.
Real talk. Actually, I used to be a bedroom DJ is what they would call it. Where
The fuck did you just say?
basically I was a DJ where I would mix electronic music and stuff
Right,
like that.
but
And
my question
I did
is
it for
bedroom?
I did it for parties, but I would also do it at home online.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I
Different thing
My
entirely.
brain was going in a lot of different directions.
Right?
So I would do it. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Second Life, but it's a very strange place on the internet. And people basically, it's a socializing simulator it's a very weird place.
Oh boy. I mean, socializing simulator right there and then it's
Well,
going to be
look,
a little different.
It doesn't it's not a game. It's just a virtual world that was created as like some kind of a science experiment and marketing tool by Linden Labs. And then people started using it, and it's like completely open source. So people can create content, and like 99% of everything in the game is user created, and people will have virtual property there and host like get-togethers where you get your little avatar and hang out and stuff like that. It's
Kind of the Harvard experiment.
well, it's kind of like the way like the Roblox was doing those concerts and stuff that David was working on.
Oh, nice.
So but Second Life's been doing that for like more than a decade already. Everybody else is just catching up to this shit. We've had famous people come into there and do stuff too. So, but I was playing music at a place that was a sex club.
Yes, you were, sir.
And so all these
My
people,
man.
all these people basically hang out with their little, Barbie doll avatars, and they'll key up their microphones and play with themselves or whatever, and
I'm sorry, wait, what's
do
happening?
kinky stuff in
In
a
the
virtual
club
world.
or like
Yeah.
in reality they're
Yeah.
still playing with themselves?
Yes.
So it's a mixture of both. Like
Yes.
they're getting
Yeah,
their kink
the-
on in this like
And
my
so
brain can't handle.
It really can't. Like the levels of all of this too.
Like how
I'm just
immersive
like-
and interactive was this like 10 years ago? Like, wait, what? Like,
well, it's where Mel and I met.
I love the collective silence. We're like, wait,
We're all
what?
just like,
No, hey,
Squeeze
sorry.
me.
Anyway, so
there's no.
so
I mean, we're not
apparently
judging. We're just
apparently I
trying to-
was
No,
so
I
good.
love it.
I was so good at my craft. And these are a lot of people who are like, I'm not really into electronic music, and I would always find that like a challenge, right? Like I'm going to play something for you that you're gonna like. Trust me.
Mm-hmm.
And I would almost every time play something that somebody would like.
That's cool.
But apparently at this show, I had done such a good job that many people broke out in sexual activities because the music was getting them hot and heavy. Randy, baby.
Do I make you horny, baby? Yeah.
Yeah. And ever since then, whenever those people see me, they send like, oh, hey.
Did they give you your name, or did you make your name, your avatar name?
Like what? Like my screen name that I use for gaming and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Now that comes from another place, but
Okay. What was your DJ name?
Von Deck.
Same.
I used that pretty much ever since like that came along from MMOs, like gaming on like World of Warcraft and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
I had a character named Mordruck, which was actually meant to be a dig on a buddy's character that he made for a story that he wrote. That we were, it was
Damn,
it
you're
was
savage. All right.
the name was like Mordrick, but
Mordigan?
more Drake.
Oh, I thought it was more dick.
I thought.
And
was just the request.
so I just dropped the A. I just replaced the A with a U. So it was like more drunk. Like it was like just like the retarded version of it. You know. And sorry, the differently abled version.
Thank you. You can't say the
We'll have to bleep that out or something. Cancel me. And then if you don't like what I've said, comment below. Thumbs down, please. Thank you.
It's the only one we like.
Yeah. Thumbs down or thumbs way up, if you know what I'm saying. So nobody could say that name, right? So they'd see the name, and we'd all be on like VoIP programs to like coordinate groups and stuff like that. And people would always call me like Morduck or Morducks or Duck or whatever. And it wasn't like the same group. It was separate groups, people who had no interaction with one another, all eventually just started calling me Duck.
Nice.
There you go.
And so it just kind of took off. So Duck, Duckman, Ducky, Duckster,
Darkwing Duck.
and Darkwing Duck.
Oh, I would love that nickname.
So, and then I ended up creating this like persona in my head of like a mad scientist named Dr. Von Duck.
Oh my God.
And that was kind of what I ran with. So
And you always, I mean, we obviously know yours, Matt, is Flower.
Yeah.
Right? You can't give yourself a nickname.
No, it has to come from an external
It has to
source.
come from somebody else. And
I definitely wouldn't have chosen Duck, but I have embraced it.
Right?
I am
I've
the
only
Mad
had
Mallard.
one nickname, Mallard, growing up that,
Tintin?
no.
Do you know what that is on a side note? Apparently it's like a Mexican folklore, like a ghost demon thing.
Nice.
Anyways, please continue.
Those chupacabras.
That's chupacabra.
No, I got it when I was in like 5th, 6th grade. And I was playing flag football, and the football coach just kept calling me Whopper.
Oh my God. That's not even a good one to own. Like, I respect you for owning it, but shit.
Well, and he was, it caught on. So for a long time, I was just Whopper. And my brother.
No.
Whopper
Jr.?
Jr.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's savage.
Yeah, where's Whopper and Whopper Jr.? Like, literally, that's all we were called growing up.
Here's my problem is that, like, I wish I would bring a fucking pen and paper like you do. Because, like, Shaw was talking and I was like, oh, I want to bring that back up. I fucking lost it like 5 minutes ago.
Music.
I tried it.
Hold on. I can recall this shit.
You want to do that total recall?
We got music. We got porn video games.
Nope.
We got nicknames. We got
Yeah, I'm not going to remember it.
Was it about the sexy time that was happening because of the music he was playing?
No, it wasn't that. Fuck, like, I can't remember it. And this fucking part sucks because I
Welcome
hate,
everybody to old age.
like, because we talked about this before on one of the
Senility.
earlier podcasts when you're like driving and then all of a sudden you're like, wait, I don't remember the last like 30 seconds. How did I get here?
How did I get here? Yeah.
Senility before 40.
Right. One of my buddies, I texted him about that and he listened to the podcast and he's like, dude, I've woken up at home and been like, wait, how did I get here? I'm like, oh my God, dude, no.
I've had a couple
Don't do
weeks
that.
of a couple weekends of that the last month or so.
I mean, that'll happen. You know, 'tis the quarantine. But to
The
answer
band. I'm trying to think of what else we.
it'll come to me. Don't worry. It will touch me.
Middle
in
of
my
the
soul.
next topic is
Right.
what it'll happen. So yeah. So anyways, so my music is what was the thing that I kind of like. People were like, "You should really keep doing this," and I was just like, "Nah." A lot of people told me I needed to record a lot of music, and I mean, maybe I will, but
You're young.
I'm not going to pursue it.
Yeah,
You know?
not as like a
Yeah, if
you're not
somebody
gonna be a rock
finds it-
star at 40.
Somebody finds it and I go viral as the big guy playing the ukulele, another big guy playing a ukulele, then whatever. But
Nail it.
I know it's pretty
fucking corner that
obvious,
market.
isn't
Oh
it?
my God.
If you if you looked at guys like us, then they were just like, "I bet you play the uke, don't you?"
Yeah.
And you're like,
dude,
"Yes."
every time. So the thing, there's two things that piss me off about playing the ukulele and people finding out is they will always ask you if you can play 2 songs.
Oh,
You ready?
somewhere over the rainbow.
That's one of them.
Yeah.
And what's the other one? You're not even.
I
Well,
don't know the
you
other
play.
one.
You
I
play.
played it, yeah, but I don't know what the other one is.
Is it the
Jason
shipping off
Mraz?
to Boston or something? Is that part
Is
of
it Jason Mraz?
I
Tiptoe
honestly-
through the tulips.
Ew, fuck off.
What?
Yeah.
That's the most creepy
Every
fucking song I've ever heard
single
in my life.
mother fucking time.
I've only
Really? Nobody's ever asked me for that.
I broke down. I learned how to play Somewhere Over the Rainbow, but I refuse to
To
do.
tiptoe?
Yeah, because if you
Tiptoe
do that,
through the
here's the thing. So like I'm going to go back to like one story because I mean, clearly I said that topic because I want to talk about something I'm going through. But no,
Definitely.
The first time I ever heard that fucking song, the Tiptoe Through the Tulips and Haunt My Dreams, was
You're on LSD.
Insidious. Because when they move into the second house, I think it's the second house.
Oh shit!
She's playing the record, and that's when you see the kid who's like from the 50s or whatever, and he runs through the room, and it's like, fuck that! Like,
It's crazy.
I think it's a great movie. On a side note, I think James Wan does great with it, and all those other fun things. I think the Conjuring universe is kind of getting shitty. But anyways, no, my thing. I actually had some of the script that got onto the nickel that got me some attention and things like that. Everyone who's ever read it, they're like, this is really good. You know, this is horrifying imagery, things like that. And the problem is, like, in my brain, I'm just like, is it too far gone? Like, I've evolved as a writer, and it's it's a strange feeling to think that you've evolved beyond something that you can't even reapproach it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I love the story of Alien Moore. I love that lighthouse setting, the isolation, you know, not in the fucking weird, trippy sense they did with Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson, you know, that whole, like, this was, mine went more of the cosmic horror, a la like H.P. Lovecraft, things like that. And I just love the exploration of guilt and what it does to people and things like that. But, you know, it's a weird thing to step away from something and then come back to it and think like, okay, is this still me? Like, it's a weird thing. Like, I love the story. I want to send out, but I'm also worried like it's not good anymore. Like, I don't know. It's weird.
That's relative, though, I think.
Right.
Right? Because at the end of the day, for you, I guess if as a writer, it's very different, right? Because like what your hope is selling.
Absolutely. Like, to sell it. And, you know, I think that's like the monetary terms. Like, obviously I would love for it to be up there to, you know, bring up discussions and things like that.
Right.
Obviously I want to make a fucking living. Don't get me wrong. Give me money so I can fucking live, you hoes.
Yeah. Go through option. Hopefully.
Pay me, motherfucker.
You know.
Pay me, motherfucker.
Yeah. My point though is like for you, what does it hurt? It's created and put it up there. If somebody finds it, great, and if nobody finds it, great. It's moving on. You know what I mean? It's done.
And I think I have a personal attachment to it because I have a lot of guilt in my life in terms of like, not Christian guilt, not like that thing like, oh, if I can't have a sugar cookie because of Satan, like that kind of bullshit. Like, oh, I can't do that. Yeah, Christian guilt's a thing.
I actually enjoyed Christian guilt anxiety. That's why I jerked off a lot growing up.
Oh, see, but you
did
do
it for you
spitefully. You're
Like,
I'll take
Jesus,
that.
you looking, God? You looking? I bet you are.
And we lost no one in our audience because anyone who's Christian didn't care about this podcast.
Yeah, no doubt.
But I think the exploration of guilt and things like that is always very interesting because it manifests very differently in people.
Sure.
And I just love the creepy imagery, just the ideas behind it. Yeah, so I mean, I would like to visit one day. It's just one of those things. Like, I don't know. It's
like
very weird.
visiting it. How though? Like a rewrite or just pushing it out?
A rewrite to an extent. You know, a different not structure, but like, did I send it to you?
No,
I'm gonna send it to you.
Please do.
You know, I'm gonna send it to Sean.
Don't worry about. I would say don't worry about rewriting at this point. Just send it out, and if anybody is that interested in it, they'll give you notes or what have you, or maybe it's just off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
How do you guys feel about that? Like, you know, last week, Sean, was it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah,
fucking time's a
anymore.
construct.
I think it was last week.
Yeah, like, you know, sharing things. Like, how do you guys feel about sharing your material? Like, what do you have hangups? Are you like, do you think it's part of the process and needs to be done, or like you have to have it 100% ready to go out the fucking gate?
I feel all of the things you just said.
Yeah, I think everybody works. Everybody works kind of differently, though, right?
Right.
I know how I work. I tend to like to go a little bit, get feedback, go a little bit further, get some feedback.
Interesting.
Go a little bit further, get some feedback. Specifically because, you know, you got to get for us as writers, you got to get enough pages in to kind of get an idea of the world or what's going on. Like, to get like a first act done, I just put it out because if your first act's not working right out of the gate, if you didn't set things up and start piquing curiosity,
right?
You didn't grab them hard enough. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that needs to go
long and hard.
Long and hard. Yeah. You got to go back, right? Right.
Well, he's thick. He's grabbing thick and hard. That's what he is. I'm sorry.
He's the tuna can, the new tuna can.
My man.
But you get what I'm saying?
No,
like
absolutely.
for me, it's a nice way. Like you'll be getting pages from me soon that are not a full script, but
Yeah.
you know where I'm headed.
For sure.
And so feedback at the beginning is going to be great because if you get the first act done, you're just basically articulating the rest of it throughout the second act and so forth. And so for me, I like that type of feedback personally.
Yeah. Sean, what about you? I mean, I know you guys were talking about it. I really wasn't paying attention because I'm a bad friend in that regard, whatever. But like, what's your writing process for your tabletop? Like, what do you go through?
Well, I mean, it's a lot of the same stuff, because I'm writing for tabletop games, trying to create like a structured adventure that will eventually hopefully get published and released. But one of the things that it still stems from a place of like story writing, in the traditional sense. So I go through the same process. What I present to the table, what I bring to the table, or what I plan on, releasing to print are not necessarily the same animal, because I'm writing for a world from beginning to end, like existence from beginning to end. And, but you guys might only, like, if you were to play in it, might only experience some splinters of it, just a few fragments of what I have written. And like I said, I feel all the things that you mentioned. Sometimes I'm like, it has to be done all the way. Or sometimes I'm just like, just get it out. It's like, it just depends on what I'm working on, my interest level at the time, for the part that I'm doing. I think that ultimately writing drives writing for me. So
I respect that.
Doing it begets doing it more.
Right.
And then
It's like any creative test.
Right.
though.
Absolutely.
yeah, and exactly. And
You
then
got to show up for the muse to show up.
And I'm not going to interrupt you again, I promise.
oh, it's okay.
But one of my buddies, I love this dude to death. So he got high one time in college. Well, first off, I don't want to say one time. This dude smoked all the time at my college house.
But this one particular time.
This one particular time, we actually had like this bong that was called the Mushroom Hotel. I didn't really partake, right? I didn't partake because of my asthma. Like I just was like, it's gonna fuck me. It's fucked me before. I didn't.
I just love that it's called the Mushroom Hotel.
It was literally a mushroom, and it had 4 little like tubes with like the whatever it's called. And my friends, they'd wake up in the morning, they'd be like, "All right, let's check in." Which they grabbed the Mushroom Hotel and they check in. But he got high as balls. He went upstairs and wrote a 15-page rhyming story about Biggie and Tupac and how they were in Gangster's Paradise. It was insane. I've never, like to this day,
Was it good?
Oh, it was great.
Nice.
Like it had this guy. It was about this rapper who died, quote unquote, died. Like his death was faked. And now he was going to go live with like Tupac and Big L as the people who were on an island that was like catered to them because they had reached such a level of infamy that if they continued, they wouldn't retain it anymore. It was nuts. I was like, what the fuck just happened? Here's his problem. He's one of those people who's like, no, I have to wait for inspiration to hit me. I'm like, I fucking hate you. You have brilliance in you, fucking tons of it. And you just sit around and wait for something to hit you. It'll never happen, dude. You have to write and get it out.
Yeah.
And, that's one of those things where, like you said, it begets writing. You have to just fucking carve away at it and get to it. And it's a hard process, I'm not gonna lie. Like I've been in a little bit of rut myself. Like I've been doing a lot of rewrites for the director in the UK and then, the TV series. So I haven't really done any new writing. And it's frustrating. Like, how do you guys deal with writer's block? Ooh.
Lo-fi beats.
What the fuck does that mean?
Lo-fi beats. No, straight up. I put on music and I like open up a blank document and like the first 2 or 3 words that start like happening, if I've got the right music on, dictate an entire page.
Nice. All right.
And it just starts flowing.
Yeah.
And you've talked about the Artist Way. Is that right? Is that the name of the book?
Artist Way, yeah.
Does that help with writer's block for you personally? Or like if you get stuck in, like, are you fucking stuck?
I like the process of writing. I don't actually like writing. So
The best part is that's not the first time
Does
I've
not
heard
compute.
that. No, that's not the first time I've heard that. There's been a lot of like professional writers. I think Sorkin was on me. He's like, yeah, I don't like writing because it'll take me like a year to get the process done. It's like there's a lot of laying on the couch. There's a lot of thinking.
yes, there's a lot of self-deprecation that goes on.
Oh my God.
My thing with writing is this. I tend to write very much in my head every day. because there's always there's a story that I'm working on and that I am consistently percolating on. I will I have an app on my phone where I'm jotting down concepts and ideas through a Notion app that I kind of designed a whole spread. And so once I have a clear idea of what the film is, then I'll sit down and then I'll just write it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then as I'm in that writing process, then I'll just share pages and stuff like that. So I don't necessarily get, I guess, quote unquote, writer's block. I get to a place to where I'm ready to write it.
Yeah. That was just crazy for me, like that you send pages out, just because for me, like I'm very much in the mentality that if you stop writing or if you rewrite, you will never write anymore, because you spend so much time rewriting and doing other things that you rarely get to the end. Like I'm one of those, it's like vomit draft, get it out.
But how do you know that it's hitting well, you know what I mean, without doing a live read? The other big thing for me, because a lot of the stuff I write, I direct. So I need to hear words out loud. Right. So I tend to bring, I'll send it to friends. I've done it a couple of times, but I haven't done it recently, where I'll just bring in a bunch of my actor friends and be like, look, the script's probably okay, but the pizza's going to be really good. So like, just enjoy. I love that comparison. Enjoy, the company, and just give me some honest feedback. And then I just get to hear it. No,
there's definitely some validity to like hearing the words out loud. I know a lot of writers talk about like reading your own stuff out loud. For me, my process, I send it to a guy that I use quite frequently. His name's a screenplay mechanic. Great guy. Like he actually has a script that's being sent to Mark Wahlberg right now. I don't know how well known he is, but like,
does he do stuff on YouTube?
I don't think he does. There's a script. Oh fuck, is he a puppet? Is that what you're thinking of?
No, I don't think so. The screenplay mechanic sounds crazy familiar.
Don't think he does anything on YouTube, but like he's fantastic. He's been around in the industry. He's like 40 something in real life, but he's like been in the industry for like 25 years, reading scripts for huge companies. So like, and he reads like, he makes like 50 grand a year from this business alone, which means he reads like 5,000 scripts a year, which to me sounds like fucking torture.
It's just the best way to learn, though.
No, I'm sorry, 500 scripts a year. Sorry.
I was about to say 5,000.
That's fucking absurd. Yeah, you said the number out loud. I was like,
it's like eyelids taped open.
Right. So he reads like 500 scripts a year. But regardless, like, oh my God, you'd have to do all the fucking coke. Just
all of it.
But like, I go to him for like notes and thoughts because I really trust him. Like he's helped me really evolve in terms of my writing and grow from that. So, I definitely send it to people, but for me personally, you said it's subjective to each person. I have to get it out on a page, whether it's good or bad, because if I stop and go back, I found it's happened several times in my like writing career where I just never finish it. Like I'll make it to page like 70 and then I'll go back and look at something and I just never get back to finishing it. Womp, womp. Yeah. It's real sad. Like my boner goes, no. And like, it is never
Matt's
finishes.
writing boner goes.
I wish it was that powerful.
That'd be pretty.
It's probably more like just womp.
Yeah, it's like
there's one.
Like a balloon just kicking out its last.
You know what it
air.
is? It's the sad sigh from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh,
I was saying this Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy where they're like, oh, like that's it's more of a sad noise instead of the happy sigh they have in that. But that's what that to me equates to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's fascinating that we're all writers, and Gary and you come at it from a different perspective because you're a director.
Yeah.
And Sean, you come at it like I couldn't even imagine.
I write to direct.
Right.
Like,
you write
really
those scenes from a visual perspective.
Well, and because anything that I'm writing, I am in the notion that I'm going to go direct this particular piece. I'm not looking to sell anything. I'm not looking to do any of that stuff. I write it and I will go produce it.
Yeah, it's nuts. Like that part is like, to me, it's super impressive. Like we've talked about it before. I shit on movies way too much as a writer. Like I shit on movies way too much because of no one goes into a movie to be like, we're going to make a bad movie unless it's like Sharknado. And they're like, we're going to make the worst bad movie possible, but it's still like a good bad movie.
Yeah. We know our lane.
Right. But like when movies come out, like I was just reading about The Invasion. With Nicole Kidman and Daniel Craig. So this was the fourth iteration of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I believe it was like 1950 was the first one, 1970 was the other one with Donald Sutherland, which is a great one. There's another TV miniseries, a TV movie they did like 4 or 5 years prior to. And the guy who directed it was a relatively new foreign director, and he was well known for what he did, but the writer kind of wrote something that didn't work. And then the Wachowski siblings, I don't know what the fuck they are
Sisters now.
Oh my God. Like, stop. Just pick something, for fuck's sakes.
Let them choose whatever they want to do.
Okay, well, like, it was just weird. It was like one wanted to be a girl, and then the other one was like, okay, I'll join. Like, just figure it out. This is gonna get bad. I feel bad for saying that. It's like, I understand, like, transgender. It's a difficult transition. Like, I totally understand that. And
100%.
that was me just being my normal fucking douchey self.
Way to go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sean. For
Why are you
calling it-
looking to me to be offended?
No, I'm not looking for you to be offended. I'm
I
looking
don't
for
think
you.
there's anything that can really offend you, Sean.
No, it's not offensive. I just look for you two to kind of make me like, hey, shut the fuck up. And I'm like, all right, yeah.
Oh, I want to see how long this motherfucker
Oh,
goes.
Jesus. But like,
Can he dig his own hole?
Probably.
Yes. Can he
I'll
get
fill
out?
it fucking
Hell
too.
no.
No, I'll fill it for me myself. Yeah. But they made this movie, and then the studio invested like $10 million additionally to film what the Wachowskis came on and wrote for it. And the movie tanked horribly. It was awful. Like, it's not a bad movie in that sense, but like, they didn't really say anything new about Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and they didn't really do anything cute. And they gave it like a really happy ending. That story was never about a happy ending. Like, they made it like everyone was okay. Yeah, and it like every ending that was like horrible and horrifying was true because it reflected a certain time period. And I'm not gonna lie, I forgot why I fucking brought up that movie.
I mean, I'm waiting.
I mean, it was probably fuck you. It was probably the writing process. Like, no one wants
right.
to make a bad movie. None of them did, but it just turned out that way. And it's unfortunate because there's a lot, like you've told me before, a lot goes into it, whether it's directorial style, it's writing style, acting style. There's so many components.
There's so many things that need to come together to make a great film. So many things.
And it's the same thing with like a tabletop game, I'd imagine. It's just like there's a lot of components, especially when there's other people involved. Like, what's the Vampire the Masquerade or something like that? Isn't that a tabletop?
Yeah.
Like, that started out like
Isn't that a video game now too?
Well, it
though?
became a video game, right? But it started out as this tabletop, and then it got really big for whatever reason, just because it was people like living their lives out as vampires, right?
Sure. Well, I mean, not really, but sure.
Don't look at me and be like, sure.
I mean,
I am not a
okay,
peasant,
so
sir.
condescendingly too. Like, whatever.
I mean,
George R. Martin.
I mean, if you're a fucking idiot, sure.
Yeah.
There's gonna,
Jesus.
no, it's.
I am real dumb most of the time. It's
Well, I
shocking.
mean, it's
the
basically
strawberry
it's a
blonde
video
guy.
game without a graphics engine. It's just you're using your imagination, and there's limitless dialogue and
the
infinite
best
choices.
graphics engine.
Right, your imagination.
So wait, but the component is because they just came out with a new one. It was like involving werewolves apparently.
Yeah.
The game was not well received, and I looked up on it, and like none of the vampire, like none of those games were really well received. Like they all were like
It's
middling
cult following.
scores,
Yeah,
but it was
they're
a
not-
huge following.
It's not like D&D. D&D is the titan in the industry.
Yeah.
And then from there you have you have some other people who came along. The whole line with like vampire and werewolf and all that. It's all the World of Darkness by White Wolf.
Okay, yeah. They had
And-
mentioned that name. I was like, what the fuck is this White Wolf?
White
bullshit?
Wolf's like the parent company, like Wizards of the
Of course,
Coast.
they're
does-
fucking white. Fucking
just
people.
fucking white wolves, man. That's the problem here.
Jesus Christ.
You're welcome. Unnecessary.
So yeah, so you have Wizards of the Coast, and they're like the parent company for doing Dungeons and Dragons stuff. And then you have White Wolf, and they're the parent company for doing all the World of Darkness. So they're like the two big ones in the industry.
I think it's very interesting where like some things translate well and some things don't. Like obviously the world of tabletop, vampires, werewolves, those things translate really well. Like people want to inhabit those lives. Whereas like Underworld was fine. The movie's kind of trash. Twilight was
Garbage.
I respect it for the fact that it appealed to a specific audience, and they fucking nailed that audience. Like
This is my point, guys. Like, I don't look at things being good or bad anymore.
It's marketable or not.
Not even only that. It's just if I like a movie, if I like something, I understand that is my sensibility.
right.
It's not necessarily your sensibility or my wife's sensibility or whoever else's. There is a market for this type of stuff. People like that shit. Cool. Let it live. There's no point in me getting all up in arms about it. For me, it becomes a question of why did it do so well?
I mean, we all know why Twilight did so well is because it it touched a certain fan group.
Marketing.
And I find it fascinating that the director of 30 Days of Night, which is one of my favorite vampire films because it's so violent and visceral and just
comic books even better.
I've heard the comic book's great. The graphic
fucking
novel,
awesome, yeah.
The way they describe like the vampires, they're great white sharks. Like their pupils become dark black. Like they just feed. And I was like, that's a great fucking description. And it was awesome. And then David Slade, the guy who directed it, went on to do like a fucking Twilight movie. I think it was
for him,
Full Moon or whatever it was, where there's some shit that going on. Like I think it was the most violent of the group. But it's just crazy, like how some of these. And then he went on to do Hannibal, which is one of my favorite TV shows, and that was a criminally underrated show when it came out.
It's just the process to get to the higher levels,
right? But that's still kind of
down to, you know,
it kind of ties in because like, you know, he went to a franchise. Twilight did super well, and then
made
Hannibal,
a shit ton of money, probably
shit ton of money. Hannibal, everyone knows Clarice, everyone knows Hannibal Lecter. The show was brilliantly acted. I think the directing and stylization was ahead of its time, and it only got 3 seasons because people didn't watch it. And nowadays people are like, this was a fucking, like, it's
marketing.
Nuts to me.
All about marketing.
I fucking hate them. You're right. He said it like 4 times in different
truth, man. It's literally the truth.
And he's sitting here like Yoda, like he just knows it. And
marketing we must have.
Slap them cheeks, Yoda did.
Oh my god. Oh, I love that Screen Junkies.
Oh, it was great. That was a hilarious Screen Junkies line. But yeah, I just think it's fascinating. Like, well, some things like, you know, in tabletop where the werewolf vampire mythology translates super well, and then sometimes it really doesn't when you see it. Like, it's just, it's an interesting comparison and contrast.
I think it's a lot tougher to do. I'm going to get crucified by some of the people that I know about this, but I think it's a lot tougher to make a good movie than to make a good tabletop campaign.
Ooh. Okay.
Because when you're making a good tabletop campaign, you have one driving goal, and that's to have fun. And whatever happens, happens. And most of the time you have help in that. Like, yeah, you have to do a lot of prep. You have to make sure that you take into account many variables. If you're not built for it, it might be a struggle. But ultimately, when you have the job of telling a story and you have like one go, 2 hours, 3 hours, and it has to be right from beginning to end, that's a lot harder.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know,
I mean, I think there's more components for like the film and TV industry, whereas, you know, tabletop, but still, like, you still need to build things. Like it's a weird. I don't know how many times I'm going to stutter on the word, to be honest.
You have emergent storytelling that happens with tabletop stuff, though.
Right.
So, like, I might say, I've got my bad guy who's doing his thing in the background that you guys may not even necessarily be interacting with. But right now, this thing that's in front of you is, you know, presenting itself, and then you guys tell me what you do with it. And in that way, you influence the story. Yeah. Now, maybe that guy knows somebody who knows the big bad guy. Or maybe he knows another hero who's going to help you out and give you a leg up on your journey, you know, based on what you do.
Yeah.
But I don't have to write that stuff in. I just have to be ready for it if it happens.
See, this is where it's like, is there a middle ground between these two worlds is my question. Like, I don't know what that may be. Like, I think it's fascinating. Like, the choose your own adventure shit, I do not like. Like, the Bandersnatch,
that's
bullshit on Netflix.
Some people loved it, though.
Choose your own adventure is like the opposite extreme, where instead of trying to tell one story, you have to tell 300 stories, depending on how deep you want it to get.
Yeah.
And have them all present the whole time, and then let people navigate through it that way.
Yeah.
Whereas the tabletop, you write maybe half a story.
Interesting.
And then the other people bring in their half.
So y'all fucking lazy.
Yeah, sure.
I'm kidding. No, obviously, I have massive respect for everybody.
I was going to say, I mean, you could always try.
No, like, bruh. Like,
by the way, no, I fully plan on bringing you guys to a table one day and letting you try it.
Jesus fucking Christ,
as
how many
players.
times are you going to say that?
I know you're into
I can mark down how many times.
I've told you several times. Probably the first time I've invited him.
Second time, motherfucker. You talked about this in the last
Second time?
podcast. I made a joke about it's going to be a jerk-off session because it's what it feels like because you keep bringing promises.
Okay.
Straight up,
All right.
dude.
All right. I'll set up a one shot for you guys.
Okay. See, that's what it was. Is a one shot. I was like, one shot fucking facial.
One
like,
shot, nut shot.
Set it up, Sean.
One shot nut shot. Can you please call it that from now on? Like, just call it.
Sean needs a t-shirt. One shot, nut shot.
There you
Oh
go.
my God.
That's
He would
the-
draw something gorgeous. Like
be amazing.
horrifyingly gorgeous.
Just draw some. Never mind. So, anyways.
Oh, you coward. How dare you? You're going to approach me and then retract.
No, because I know you misspoke. You meant David.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I did.
Yeah. That's why I
David,
went,
see,
oh,
this is
it's
what
not
happens.
me.
You're not here, David. I misspeak and I sound like
He's
a
actually
fucking
talking to
turd.
you this whole time, David.
It's just because he misses you.
I know. I mean, I really miss it. But like, this is one of those moments where like, I realize just sometimes like I'm really fucking stupid. Like it's a moment.
Yes, you are.
No, absolutely. No. Oh my God. It happens so many times.
I'm just kidding.
No, like in the last podcast, I looked at your phone and like, it's like, oh, David's calling. I was like, wait, he's on the fucking phone.
You got to learn to be present, Matt.
That's hard.
You got to learn to be present, buddy.
Yeah. Well, I'm a gift to all of you. So kiss my ass.
I am the present is basically
There it
what
is.
you're saying.
There it is. I am.
Well, guys, I will tell you this. It's about that time, and we're going to give presents to everybody else right now by ending this podcast. All right?
we appreciate y'all.
Gentlemen, always happy to see you guys. Hopefully you guys
Pointing
like-
at each other. For those of you
We're
who can't
touching
see.
tips here in a second. Don't worry, y'all.
Don't cross
Sword
the
fighting.
streams. All right, guys. Until next time, we out.
Later.
Deuce.
Pretty little heart skip beat.